everyone, welcome to another video review. This is finally the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Commander Class Jetfire WFC-S28, the big $80 dude. You can see it is box. You know, there's no window or anything. It's you can see big old artwork of Jetfire here, a little bit of Omega Supreme teasing, you know, what's to come pretty soon. You know, the Transformers logo, Hasbro, Generations, Takara, Tomy, Jetfire's name. Top you got Autobot and Transformers logo. You got the rest of the artwork here. Commander class. I don't think there's a blacklight stuff on this one. The usual artwork on this side, just bigger. Copyrights and whatnot on the bottom and the back. You have, hey, look, all the different modes. The three, you know, the modes he has and all the accessories he comes with, and more warnings and the Hasbro logo again. So yeah, box, kind of big. So big that I couldn't actually show you the figure initially. He'll be here soon. But first, yeah, he comes with the instructions, which they're pretty good instructions actually. To the point I don't feel like I need to really show you how to get to jet mode from robot mode, because it tells you pretty well. Yeah, they're pretty decent instructions. They tell you what to do. They you know, make even point out things you need to watch out for and everything. So these are actually pretty good instructions. But of course, the big thing is, well, Jetfire. And he is very large. He's Commander class. He is a very, very large figure. And yeah, you can see Jetfire, well, looks a lot like Skyfire did back in the G1 cartoon. I mean, yeah, it's the G1 cartoon Skyfire. It's pretty nice looking, actually. It's just white and red with some blue and gray highlighting. Here, and then you can also see the big old backpack right here, which is kind of extra. But hey, pull that off. Put that off to the side. It kind of like it becomes a drone of sorts. A drone with a lot of guns. Just those, and hey, you definitely got the original Skyfire here. And yeah, he's pretty big. Again, and he comes with also comes with these effect parts for the jets, which these are actually 3 separate effect parts. So yeah, you can have different jet effects if you want. You know, just very small burn if you want. But yeah, all the jet parts, these are fully compatible with all the guns and stuff with that, you know, in War for Cybertron Siege and all that stuff. And he has, of course, the landing gear, so you can roll. And you probably noticed by now that he has the cockpits, which cockpits are pretty cool because, well, they actually can hold the old Titan Master / Prime Masters from the previous lines if you want. Because you can do with this front one, you can just pull the nose down and open it up, and hey, there's a little guy in there. Even puts in there just perfectly fine. And hey, if you don't want a Prime Master in there and you don't want a big old hollow void, there's also this great bit that comes in, which just slots in nicely, nice and tight. Holds in real well. Won't fall out. So you got that one. Also back here, there's 2 seats in here. I don't know how you can see that, but there are 2 seats in there. And to get that open, you just gotta lift this up. And back here, also this pegs into the jet boosters back here. So you gotta kind of lift and like that. It's a bit scary sometimes. You just lift that up. You can see they're in there. They can stay in there if you want. If you want to leave them in there, you can. For the entire transformation, you can. But I'm going to try to pull them out because I don't want them in there. But yeah, you can fit 3 Titan Masters in this guy at the same time. And that you'll can pop that down. The other cool thing is down here, there are 4 handles across. And also you can see the landing gear folds up real nicely. But there are 4 handles across the whole robot. You know, here, and here. 4 handles, like I believe there was in that episode in G1 where the Transformers were hanging off, whatnot. So you can have a display where it's like, hey, look there, you know, like Optimus is hanging off Jetfire here. So you can do that if you want. So yeah, it's well, really nice actually. Just a really nice big old G1 cartoon accurate Skyfire, but no, still called Jetfire because that's, I guess they want better continuity rather than just having to deal with that nonsense again. A transformation to jet mode. First things first, you want to fold up all these handles. Fold these handles. These black ones you fold back. These red ones you fold inward. And then you push them in. That gets them out of the way. And if you didn't already, take off all the accessories as well. And of course, then the next step is pulling this up again, which can be a bit of a pain. Yep. Again, it's kind of, that makes it kind of terrifying noise, but you got to pull that up, flatten those down, and move it forward. And this actually is spring loaded, so you can just collapse it over top of that. Nice and firm. Collapse up the backpack like that. Next thing you'll want to do is come to the underside, which, yeah, way up here now. Come to the underside, and you'll want to unpeg this stuff right here. This panel, you'll unpeg it, move it forward on the armature. Same on the side. It's tabbed in here and right there. Move that forward. And that frees up the arms here, which you unpeg from the bottom of this right here. You unpeg that from the bottom because you see that peg right there. Pegs in right there in that hole. You want to go ahead and move those out to the side like this. Unpeg and move out to the side. You want to move it past the locking points initially. Just bear with me on that one. A little weird marking on mine, just noticed. Whatever. So then from there, what you'll want to do is actually move these even further out, and then take this jet bit right here. You want to fold this down and around like that. And this whole forward section comes down with the head, and that actually goes in this little cubby hole right here. And you want to take these little side panels and they will rotate upwards like this. Yeah, if you see, that's rotate up like that. And you can bring the whole thing down and in here, like so. If you look, then the shoulders will go click inward like that. You want to click those inward, and then you can bring these panels down and they'll tab into place like so. Tab into place like so. There you go. Then the next thing you'll want to do is arms. You'll want to rotate them so this part's forward like this. Take this piece, move it down, and then extend the arm out like that. Then over here you'll want to move the fist out all the way like that. Move this piece in, and then the fist, there's a peg here, they'll go into that hole there. Make sure to firmly place that in, and there you go. Do all the same stuff on this side as well. Rotate this out, extend the arm, move the fist out, move that in, and then peg the fist in. Make sure you do it firmly. That's pretty much the upper body done. So you'll want to come down here. You want to unfold the feet. The toe comes out, and then the heel comes out. Toe, heel. And then the legs are tabbed in on the sides up here. So you'll want to untab them and move them out like this. It's very similar to a lot of the old Combiner Wars stuff. And then there's a bunch of tabs in here. See, there's a little tab rail things in there inside the leg, which this will go over. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but yeah, there's a little thing right there. Like that. You want it so it's flush. You want that so it's sitting flush. There's a little panel there to flush. Then you come back around here, unpeg this from the back, and rotate it around so this goes in to the leg, and everything all tabs together, nice and solid like that. Same thing on this side. Untab it, bring it up, make sure that's all lined up. Be really easy to knock it out of alignment until you got it all pegged in, and then unpeg this from the back, which this one is really firm on mine. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is these legs, from my mind, these leg panels can be the most troublesome to get untabbed and unpegged from either mode. And then just do that. We're almost done, I swear. Yeah, this guy's real tall. Then back here, I'm gonna take the wings and fold them up. They'll click into place like that. These panels right here, there's little tiny panels right here, you wanna fold them inward. You'll take this panel and fold it up, and then fold the whole thing backwards. There's a slot here that will go over this tab. Make sure that peg also folds down too. Do the same thing on this side. Fold, fold, and fold. And there you go with the wings, which means there's one last thing to do, which is you want to actually untab the feet from the legs so that you can actually do the ankle tilt. It's a very tight tab, but once you've done all that, you've got Jetfire in his robot mode. And like I said, he is very large. I mean, you can only see half the body, and that guy got the camera way up for this too. Yeah, he's very large. He is very, very large. Comparison, here's a Voyager Siege Optimus. See right there? Again, he's barely in frame. You can tell, yeah, he only comes up to his waist. So he is, again, very large. He is one of the larger Transformers. Definitely not quite Titan class, but quite a bit larger than Leader class. So yeah, he's supposed to be big too, so that's the thing. So it's really impressive and imposing and very white and red and blue. And yeah, he is this old G1 Skyfire, for better or for worse. Yeah, he's big. In this mode, he can there's a little thing you can do right here, which you can do in either mode. But yeah, that's right here, which is cool. Just this is not documented, but it's really cool. Just for the original episode, which is Fire in the Sky, I believe. Just you can push this and turn this around, and Decepticon. You know, just because of his friend Starscream, his buddy Starscream, or his former buddy anyway. Now you can do that if you want. Get a little bit better. And that drone thing actually comes apart as well. Bunch of stuff. You know, pull that apart and that apart. You want to pull these little pieces off. They peg in pretty good. They tab into the side of the gun and peg into that thing. And this gun right here. Which, this one pegs in real solid. I'll get back to those other accessories. But this is, you know, his double-barreled gun that he had often in the cartoon. Hold that just fine. It's it's still the same full 5mm thing. He's still got his gun. He's got a bunch of the effect pegs, if you want. So you could have, you know, you can do the good old, oh no, he's been shot thing. Or whatever. You can still do that. Works really well. And of course the gun is fully compatible. So these are a little loose, but it does work. It does work. One thing, if it's the double barreled, you can only use the thin ones, but hey, you can do it. Yeah, he's very good. Articulation, also pretty impressive. Not amazing, but pretty impressive. For one thing, okay, head here. Move left and right, up and down. It's I think it's a dual swivel. There's his head platform also moves a little bit, but yeah, he can look pretty far up, go down a little tiny bit, left and right. It's no tilt because not ball joint, but hey, pretty good. Mine, I will also say these shoulders, if you notice, one of them is slightly askew here. It doesn't fully collapse in. I think the plastic's a little warped. I might be able to fix that, but that's mine. I'm not sure how common that is, but it might be a thing. Shoulders, though. Ratchets, forward and back. Outward, ratchet. Lots of ratchet teeth there. Yeah, that's the other thing on mine is you see the right one also likes to pop out a lot. Doesn't take much to fix, but it is a little annoying. Got a bicep swivel. He does technically have a dual hinge elbow, but it doesn't give him a whole lot because of this part right here. So he can only fold it up that far, but decent amount of range. Right there. His wrists can swivel. That they can swivel. I guess you can untransform and do that, but that doesn't really help, I don't think. What's really cool is the way they did the hands, because this is, I think, one of the cool little just hidden engineering tricks they didn't really need to do, but they did it anyway. You can see there's that loop there for the 5mm peg. If you open the hand up, that retracts. So it's, got a nice little open hand. I think that's a really cool thing. They did not need to do that, but the fact it does it is really cool to me. He does have a waist swivel. It's a little limited, but it's a little stiff, but it goes about that far. But there is a waist swivel. It's just it's a bit limited and stiff, and that's partially because of the backpack, unfortunately, which does compress down pretty nicely though. It's unfortunate, but I think it's just enough to be useful, but not as much as people would like, I think. Hips, more ratcheting forward and back. Hip skirts get out of the way, so it's just friction outward, goes about 90 degrees. Thigh swivels right below, pretty good articulation range. Knees, another soft ratchet, another 90-degree bend. And ankles can move 90 degrees as well, ankle tilt. And you got a little bit of toe and heel as well. Not a whole lot, but it can be useful if you're trying to get certain poses to maybe a little bit useful. Not super useful, but a tiny bit useful. Yeah, that's articulation. He's, again, pretty good, well articulated. It's just, we almost expect, though, at this size to be able to just say they'll just somehow put an ab crunch in at this size. But that probably would crank the price up a bit. So what you gonna do? But yeah, he looks really good. But he does have all those bits you saw earlier, which you can attach to him. And you got to get him a little bit prepared. That's nothing huge. Just right here, these pegs, you want to get these pegs out. And the easiest way I find is actually unfold the wing first. And then, all enough, if you unfold the wing all the way and then fold it, hey, look, the peg comes out. And then you can get a good grip on the peg and pull it out easier. So that makes it a little easier than that. Okay, battle damage. He doesn't have a whole lot really. There's a little tiny bit on the nose. I wish I showed it earlier, but if you can see, there's the gray. This nose slightly grayed compared to the rest, which is very much white. Also, the whites don't quite match, but I think it kind of works. Yeah, you pull those pegs out and take these pieces, these right here. You split them in part, and then these parts go on here like this. They just peg on like that. Same with this one. The little one goes and pegs on here. So back here, these little pegs right here go into these holes right there. Stick up over shoulders. Secure better than I thought they would. Yep, slowly up, surely. Then you take these cannon shield things, peg them onto the forearms, like that. And you're most of the way there. I think you can actually also peg these onto the legs if you want. Yep, those will also go on the legs if you really want to put them there too. Options, but the instructions tell you to put them on the arms. And this thing right here, With this thing, you want to do is pop it open, pop it open from here. Hey, look, there's a face in there. You can pop up the face from the back like that. Just see there's a ridge. Close that back up, and this slides in. You can see this. It pegs in. There's this right here. This square peg right in here. It goes into here. There's a little jewel piece which has is spring loaded, so you can just pop it in. Hey, look, he's looking more Jetfire like than Skyfire. And here on the torso, there's these tabs right here. You can open up like that. Like that. Make sure they're all the way out. And then there's slots here inside this. And just kind of go over that. It can be a little tricky sometimes to get it to line up 100% correctly. And sometimes you'll get one in and not the other, and it's a bit pain. But hey, you got it, and there you go. There's that. And finally, this gun can actually, what you want to do is take this peg and fold it up and unfold this peg, because it probably won't come with it. Don't knock over your Jetfire. Yeah. Pull 2 pegs out, and then you can just split apart the gun. And now he's got dual guns. This will actually peg in. For some reason it won't. There we go. There. Now he's the fully armored up Jetfire. Which, yeah, it's fine. I don't hate it. It's just, I think most of us are just kind of ignore most of these, except for these 2 guns, which we'll peg together. We're probably going to ignore most of this stuff, I think, because we want the central robot, not this armored up thing. It's kind of neat they did this, I guess, but like, I think a lot of us would have been fine without it. And of course, these things are still compatible with all this stuff and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty good figure, I think. $80 at retail. Some places are starting to sell a little cheaper, but he's pretty good. He's pretty stable. You got the armor bits, which I'm personally probably going to never really ever put on here again, just because I don't think it looks bad. Just I want what's underneath the armor. I don't want the armor itself. So yeah, it's decent. The armor is, but as the actual figure itself, it's actually pretty good looking. The alt mode's pretty good. The robot mode is great. The thing about the alt mode is you can see some clear bits. Like if you look at it from the other side, you can see clear, like, oh hey, look, there's the arms and stuff, and you can see kind of piece of the head. And there's like some stuff that feels a little unfinished, but it's still pretty good alt mode, especially for $80. This is a really good figure for $80. And the only thing is, like, again, some pieces like a little loose. Like I like this on mine. This shoulder thing likes to pop out. Some of the ratchets feel a little tighter than they need to be, so it's like a little crazy trying to move him, because hey, you'll move some one part and the other part will pop out in a weird way because of it. The friction hinges here are a little looser than I'd like, but other than that, he looks great as Skyfire and stuff. He'll look great on your shelf with your other stuff. So, yeah. I think he's just straight up a really good figure. $80, I know for a lot of people it's going to be a bit of a, are you kidding me? But I think for $80 is actually pretty good for what you're getting on this guy. I just think the armor thing was kind of like unnecessary, and I think most people will too. So, yeah, it's if you've been looking for a G1 cartoon accurate Jetfire, or I guess Skyfire, this is a good one. I know there's people Masterpiece who are picking up the other ones, which are pretty, really good, but they're also way more expensive. But if you're more on a budget or you just don't really want to do Masterpiece, this is a really good Jetfire to have, I think. Just, you can just ignore all these extra pieces. So, yeah, that's it for this guy. I would highly recommend if you're into Jetfire at all, if you haven't already, go ahead and pick this guy up. He is fantastic, I think, for the $80. And he's also, again, very big for what you're getting. So, yeah, he's good. And that's it. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it informative or entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, notification bells, Patreon, support me there if you want. And I'll see you next time with another video review, because yes, I am slowly catching up to all this stuff. Very slowly, but I'll get there. So, see you next time.